Hi, my name is Anna Easley, and I'm in Biology 2401, and we're going to be talking about the 8 bones of the cranium. The first one is the ethmoid. The second one right here is on the side. It's called syphnoid. Then we have the frontal and the parietal, which is on each side, on both the sides of the skull. The temporal, which is right here, temporal on this side and also on this side, and the optical, which is in the back. The functions of the cranial bones are to protect the sense organs in the brain. The bones that form the eye orbit are the zygmal, which is right here, the maximal, which is right here, the cranial, which is right here, the frontal bone, the syphnoid, and the ethmoid. The mandible is different from other bones in the skull because of the shape of the bone is different. It's only bone and it's attached to joint and therefore movable, and it's not really attached to skull at all. Other than the skull, what are the 2 components of the axial skeleton? The 2 components of the axial skeleton are the vertebral column, which is back here, and the thoracic column, which is right here. The bone that is palpated when touching the forehead is the frontal bone. The bone that palpates when touching the temple is the temporal bone, which is right here. The 5 categories of the vertebrae in the vertebral column is the cervical column, the thoracic column, the lumbar, and the coccyx. The lumbar vertebrae are particularly prone to injury because it often takes the stress off of lifting and moving that is accomplished by our arms. The interval disc and what the functions are. They are fibrocartilage discs that are designed to cushion the vertebrae to serve as a shock absorber for the column. The scrotum and the coccyx is different from the other vertebrates because they consist of multiple bones fused together. The overall function of the vertebra is the body's major mechanism. It protects the spinal cord and nerve from damage. The bones that make up the bony thorax is the sternum, the ribs, and the thoracic vertebrae. The function of the bony thoracic is it creates a protective barrier from the organs. The category of bones that are in the sternum and ribs are the flat bones. Why are the 11 and 12 ribs referred to as floating ribs? Because they are attached indirectly to the sternum via shared cartilage. The purpose of the reason of the rib cage are attached anteriorly by cartilage. The cartilage allows the rib cage to be flexible while still allowing the ribs to be connected to the sternum. The pelvic girdle, which is right here. The function of the pelvic girdle is formed by 2 coxal bones that withstand stress and weight and in motion. It allows the lower appendage to the skeleton. What is the pectorals, which is right here, and the functions? Consists of the scapula and the clavicle. It's attached to the upper appendages and the skeleton, and it's as a major attachment for the major muscles of the neck and the trunk. The name of the bones that appendages arm form the hands are the humerus, radius, ulna, process, carpal metatarsals, and phalanges. The bones that are in the lower appendages are, it's the femur, the patella, the tibia, the tarsals, the metatarsals, and the metatarsals, and the phalanges. The four categories of bones that do most of the bones in the appendicular skeleton fit into are the long bones. The reason why it is important, the structure of the axial and the appendicular skeleton to one another, it's important to relate the structures of the axial and appendicular skeleton to one another because the skeleton is divided into these two sections. The limbs and the grills of the appendicular skeleton attached to those are on the axial skeleton. The two work together to form a complete unit. It is very important to relate to the others to know how certain limbs functions as well as how the entire unit of the body functions as the whole.